getting ready to line up for the men's 100-meter. Tim Montgomery, the world record holder, is in lane 1 in this final. And it is a deep final.
Deep is the understatement of the day for sure. Maurice Greene, having already run a solid semifinal to qualify for this final. I talked with his coach, John Smith. They said he had an excellent start, much better than the earlier rounds. He ran hard to 60 meters and then shut it down. Of course, we won't see that here. He has to put the entire race together. Maurice Greene trying to make his return to the games.
Maurice Greene in his final warm-ups before this 100-meter final. This 93-degree temperature is something the sprinters should like.
They relish this. This is what you want. You don't want it to be cold. You know, they have to go back and between the semifinal rounds and they have massage therapy to try and flush that lactic acid out of the leg, but take in a lot of fluids. But it's interesting. They calm down and then they have to bring themselves back up to be ready for this.
Do you think Shawn Crawford is the primary challenger to Mo Greene?
I really think he is, because last month at the Prefontaine Classic, while everybody was talking about Mo Greene, he was running so well. Shawn Crawford beat him there, running a 9.88, which is the fastest time ever run in the United States. That put him straight into the driver's seat, but of course Mo came here very confident. But again, in the semifinals, Crawford leads with a 9.93, showing everyone, including Maurice Greene, that he's ready to run.
We've seen how these sprinters like to get in each other's head. What does that second semifinal sub-10-minute or sub-10-second time for the first two finishers do to Mo Greene's head?
You know, if you ask Mo Greene that question, he'll say nothing.
Exactly.
He watches it, he watched it, but he'll say it had nothing to do with anything.
Yeah.
He wanted to see what kind of energy they put out in that semifinal to get to the final. But on the flip side, it may be important for a young sprinter like Justin Gatlin or Shawn Crawford to drop that big time, because they need the confidence. They need to win that semifinal heat as they get ready for the final.
And of course, Tim Montgomery, you know how his troubles have been well documented, facing a potential lifetime ban. And suddenly here he is in the final. His case has gone to the Court of Arbitration for Sport, whose results are binding. And it would be certainly a dilemma should he make the Olympic team here for the U.S. and International Olympic Committees.
Well, Tim has not been in the form that took him to the world record in quite a while.
All right, so here are the lane assignments with Montgomery in lane 1. In lane 2 is Bernard Williams, who was 7th in the 100 at the 2000 Olympic trials, but won gold in the 4x100 relay in Sydney. Trains with his former Florida teammate John Capel. Maurice Greene is in lane 3. The defending Olympic champion, who looks to be back in form after suffering that broken leg a couple of years ago in an automobile accident, motorcycle accident. In lane 4, John Capel, former Florida football player and the #1 sprinter in the world last year. In fact, ranked #1 in both the 100 and 200, and did win the 200 World Championship in Paris. And we do have a look at him in the football uniform against the Georgia Bulldogs. Capel taking a handoff and scoring for the Gators, now trying to make his reputation on the track. In lane 5 is Justin Gatlin. That late burst gave him 2nd place in his semifinal, behind his training partner Shawn Crawford in 9.96. Won a total of 6 NCAA titles in 2 years at Tennessee. And in lane 6 is Shawn Crawford, who won his semifinal in a fast 9.93. Only raced at 100 meters twice this season before the trials began, but both with big wins. In May, he beat Justin Gatlin, and then at last month's Prefontaine Classic, beat Maurice Greene and ran a personal best 9.88, the fastest time ever run in the United States. In lane 7 is Coby Miller, former Auburn Tiger and 2000 Olympic finalist in the 200, finished 7th in that event in Sydney. And in lane 8 is Leonard Scott, who got out quickest in his semifinal and then held on for 3rd place and ran a personal best 10.05, a former Tennessee Volunteer. And that's the field for the men's 100-meter final.
And a 22-year-old young Justin Gatlin here with so much on the line. He told me yesterday, Tom, that he just wants to be able to breathe that Athens air.
Which isn't all that great.
Yeah, I was about to say, wait a minute,
asked him that.
He said, a lot of smog over there?
And I mentioned that, and he said, I don't care what kind of smog situation they have. I want to breathe it.
But you know what? You have to think about it. I'd rather breathe the smog air if I'm an Olympian.
That's exactly what he was talking about.
Well, Mo Greene knows how to smell the Olympic air.
That's right. You can't forget his story. In 1996, the guy sat in the stands at the Atlanta Olympics and cried because he could not take part. He put everything in his car, and he drove from Kansas City to Los Angeles and showed up at the track at UCLA and told John Smith he wanted to be the best in the world. Can he get back there?
Fair start in the men's 100-meter final. Mo Greene got away well. And Capel is there. Gatlin, too. It's Mo Greene in front. Mo Greene, here comes Gatlin at the line. Tough, very tough to call.
My God, there was some closing speed at the end from Shawn Crawford, who I thought was out of the race.
Oh, my goodness. Look at that time for Maurice Greene.
9.91.
Gatlin.
An Olympic trials record.
Ouch. 9.91, 9.92, and 9.93.
All the way to fourth place. They're under 10.
Maurice Greene, Justin Gatlin, Shawn Crawford. 1, 2, 3 to make the Olympic team.
How about that? Can you imagine what that young man feels? Look at that emotion.
He is one of the nicest kids I've ever met, and I can call him a kid because I'm getting so old. But he is one of the nicest kids you'll ever meet, and he is just a great athlete. And he's worked so hard. He was the world champion last year, and he had so many injury problems.
And Tim Montgomery finishes 7th, next to last, and will not be going to Athens. And now the next news would be about his case at the court for arbitration. But Maurice Greene showing that tattoo, which has now become famous, G-O-A-T, greatest of all time. That's debatable, but certainly this was a big race for Mo.
It was a huge race, and Maurice Greene out well at the beginning, and that was so important. He established that better start in the semifinal, and then here he is right here with a great start here in the final. You have to be in contention from the beginning because of all this talent here. Maurice Greene able to run fluidly through 60 meters, and then right in here is when you get maximum velocity and you try and hold on. But look at Gatlin right there as he tries to hold on, and Crawford right there as he leans as they take 1, 2, 3.
Well, let me tell you, the most impressive was Shawn Crawford. Look at him right here. He is well back in the pack. Gatlin and Greene are free, but take a look at how Shawn Crawford closes within the last 5 meters to get on the Olympic team.
And Coby Miller, who finished 4th, also broke 10 seconds, 9.99, and he just missed making the team.
It's incredible. It's a heartbreak to be that close. Sometimes you think it may be better to be 7th or 8th. That's what happens. Somebody goes and someone has to stay, but he'll probably be a part of the relay.
There's a look at Mo Greene. Got away well. He didn't start well yesterday, but in both his races today, he started well and just holds off the closing Gatlin and Crawford. 9.91 for an Olympic trials record. So here are the final results, and your favored men's 100-meter Olympic team: Maurice Greene, Justin Gatlin, and Shawn Crawford. Coby Miller just nipped and finished 4th. Let's go to Bob Newmeyer.
All smiles and all high fives here for all the competitors. And Maurice, this was as close to a triple dead heat as one could imagine. Tell us about this race.
Hey, this race was very exciting. I told everyone it was going to be close and it was going to be fast. You know, I knew Shawn Crawford, I knew Gatlin, I knew they was coming to win. I was coming to win, so I knew it was going to be a tough race. You know, I'm just glad I was able to pull it out.
And Justin, you and Shawn train together, you lift weights together, you watch film together, and you finished, what, 1/100ths of a second apart, and you're going to Athens for the first time.
And we're going to Athens together. I feel great. I was born for this day, February 10th, 1982, and I'm glad I'm be here. I mean, it's just, I can't have no words for it. I mean, I just love everybody. That's when I was in Pensacola, Florida. I love everybody that helped me get here to this day.
Shawn, could you imagine going without your buddy here to Athens?
No, that's the way we planned it. We wanted to come here and take 1 and 2, but Mo, he's a veteran, came through through the rounds good, took it in the final. I'm just happy to join these two and go to Athens. All 3 of us going to represent the U.S.
Maurice, how confident can you repeat here in Athens in a couple of weeks?
You know, confidence is everything. If you don't believe you can win, you're not going to be able to. But now our thing is we're going to go take 1, 2, and 3. Show them that the U.S. is still the best.
There it is. There's the claim. 1, 2, and 3. Sounds good. A powerhouse trio. Good luck to you, gentlemen. Stay healthy. Back to you, Tom.
Thank you, Bob. Maurice Greene, the U.S. champion, winner of the trials in record time, and leading the U.S. 100-meter squad to Athens with Gatlin and Crawford. Powerful team.
And you can check the video.